Hi, I'm Carrie Perrin-Smith, and I want to talk to you today about how to get the most out of your Toastmasters membership. Now, for many people, they join Toastmasters to work on their public speaking skills, but what people don't realize is there is a communication track and a leadership track that you follow through Toastmasters to customize your development process based on your goals. But once you finish both of those tracks, you earn something called the Distinguished Toastmaster. And for some people, they do that pretty fast, maybe a couple of years. And for other people like me, it takes 10 years because life happens when you're working on that educational process. And that's the nice thing about Toastmasters. You can customize it toward your needs and your goals. Now, when you join Toastmasters, you get 2 books. You get a competent communication manual, and you also get a competent leadership manual. With your competent leadership manual, it really is about participating, and so that's one of the most important things to remember about your Toastmasters membership and getting the most out of it is you need to participate. And in the competent leadership manual, it takes you through 10 projects that allow you to participate in the club in different ways and get credit for those. And then as you advance, you get a chance to develop other leadership skills, such as mentoring a new member or even organizing a club event like a contest. Now, in the Competent Communication Manual, there are also 10 exercises, and the very first one is the icebreaker exercise, and that's where you speak for 4 to 6 minutes introducing the club about you. Now, you'd be surprised how many people are afraid to sign up for that very first speech, and so sometimes as other club members really need to kind of nudge that person off the diving board into the water. But the sooner you get that first icebreaker speech, the better off that you will be within Toastmasters. So I highly recommend signing up for that just as soon as possible, because that's also a way to get the most out of Toastmasters. Participate and give speeches. Now, another way to do that is to continue your reading in provided materials such as Toastmasters Magazine, which is provided to you in your mailbox every month, and it includes articles for people who are in Toastmasters for all kinds of different reasons. You may have a comedian write an article one month. You may have a person who is high up in the Toastmasters organization write. You may have someone who's a professional speaker write. So it's an opportunity for all kinds of people who come to Toastmasters for all kinds of reasons to get continuing development. Now, another resource for you is also the Toastmasters.org website. By doing that, by going to that website and looking at the materials that they have out there, they have some public information out there, videos and articles and information on Toastmasters, and even that Find a Club link for a Toastmasters club near you. You also have password protected areas, and you need your member number to do that. Now, how do you find your member number? On the bottom of your Toastmasters magazine and your mailing label, right above your name is your member number. So if you don't know your password, you can just go in with your member number and attempt to log in and say, I don't remember my password, and they'll send you a link with your new password. So be sure and check that out. There's a lot of information out there. I know like last year, I didn't realize I'd been in Toastmasters almost 10 years until I logged in one day, which I don't do all that frequently. And I noticed that, wow, October 2015, I was going to be in Toastmasters for 10 years. Wow, who knew? It just passes just like that. And so I was able to find that information out there. Now, another thing that you can use for a development tool is to use a timer. Now, for some people, they use like a kitchen timer, and I use mine a whole lot. But I also have downloaded an app to my smartphone that is a Toastmasters timer. And here's the really cool thing about this, is this one will tell you, you can set it for the different lengths of speeches that you may encounter, such as, this one is a 5 to 7 minute speech, so I was able to choose the 5 to 7 minute speech timer. But I was also able to have access to an environment that is just like you would encounter in a Toastmasters club, where you'll have the green light, yellow light, red light process to practice with as well. For some people, and you can see that just turned green. So it gave me a little buzz too that says, hey, this is where you're at in your speech. So there's little indicators that kind of replicate the experience that you're going to have in a Toastmasters club. Now, one of the things that I like to encourage people to do is to record their speeches. Now, I compete in Toastmasters contests. I like the level of development that that gives me. It's much more advanced than practicing in front of my mirror at home and then practicing in front of a live Toastmasters audience. This is actually a competition situation where you are under a lot more pressure, and I think that helps you develop mentally a little bit more. Now, I use a little digital recorder with a lapel mic that I just took on my lapel and tucked this in my pocket. It's very discreet, but it also gives me a much better audio product than if I just had it sitting on the table in front of me. I don't pick up that ambient noise. If you'd like, you can also use a video camera in order to record yourself and sort of see what kind of facial expressions that you make and how you're using your hands, and are you doing things that are distracting or that you find uncomfortable to look at or listen to. Remember, people communicate in all kinds of different ways, not just what they say. So sometimes facial expressions and body language is a key indicator as well. And so that's why I really like using a video camera. Now, this is a little GoPro, very convenient, not expensive. I am recording this video using my flip cam. So you have a variety of things. You can use your camera phone as well. You'll find the audio quality and the video quality to be very good and probably good enough for all kinds of things that you might want to use this video for. So I think recording yourself and really looking back at it is very uncomfortable, but it's a huge development process for you. So I encourage you to do it. Another thing that you can do is to get a mentor. I'm a huge fan of this. I believe that you don't have to be very far along in your Toastmasters development journey to reach back and grab someone and bring you along with them. Like I said, giving that first speech is really hard. You may not think that even though you're only through like speech 5 or 6 that you have much to offer somebody who might be a mentee or just any new person who walks through the door. But I think simply the encouragement to sign up for that first speech and then to offer to listen to them and answer any questions they have can really give them a lot of in-depth perspective, even though you're new. For me, I have different perspective than you may have because I've been in Toastmasters for 10 years, but that doesn't make yours any less valuable. So I encourage you to get a mentor and to be a mentor. Now, when you're looking for a mentor, I suggest you really be realistic about what you want to develop. A mentor is really kind of a short-term relationship, and the mentee is the person who is involved with designing that relationship. If you're going, well, I'm waiting for a mentor to pick me, that's the way to go all wrong about this. I suggest that you ask yourself what it is that you want to learn and who has that characteristic or that quality that you want to learn from. It can be a short-term relationship. You don't even have to ever exchange the M word. You can just say, can I have coffee with you? I really want to ask you some questions about what you do, and I want to get to know you a little bit better. So that really is the purpose of Toastmasters, is to connect you with people who can aid you in your development, and they just provide you this kind of structure so that you can customize it the way that you want to, so that it will benefit you personally and professionally and in your community volunteerism life if you prefer. The final thing that you can do to get the most out of your Toastmasters experience is to volunteer. I have to say that that is probably the most valuable thing that you never think of when you join Toastmasters. For the last 10 years, I've had an opportunity to volunteer at the club level and in my community using skills that I learned within Toastmasters. I mean, I have to say, being a mentor to so many different Toastmasters members and other people in the community over the years, I learned probably more in that mentoring relationship than they did. And you don't realize that's going to happen. It's surprising. But it's so wonderful, and it was such an unexpected benefit for me, and I think you'll find the same thing. In your club, you can volunteer as a club leader, as I am right now, as a volunteer or a vice president of public relations. I have been a district public relations officer, which is the 4th highest position within the district. And you also have many other ways to volunteer. You can be an area leader, or you could be a club coach or a sponsor for a new club. So there's a lot of different ways to lead and help other Toastmasters develop and help other Toastmasters clubs develop. So definitely volunteer. So there you have it. I've given you a few ways to get the most out of your Toastmasters membership. I can't wait to see how successful you're going to be and what surprises that you have along the way of your leadership experience and your communication experience in Toastmasters. I'm Carrie Perrin-Smith, and I look forward to hearing your next speech.